Hey guys, Moss50 here. Come with another quick review for you guys. Fuck me, it's so hot. Anyways, yeah, this time with Watch Dogs, which, I mean, this is extremely late. Sorry about that, it's just, I've spent a lot of time in this game doing, a load of the side shit and trying to get as much out of it as I could to give a decent review for you guys. And now, just so you guys know, going into this game, I don't know, I had pretty damn low expectations because of the downgrading graphics and the fact we didn't hear anything about it after the delay for so long. And, things along those lines just made me, my expectations dropped significantly for it. And after it was released, it was also getting a lot of negativity from the community. I mean, the reviews were pretty decent. It was getting 8s, 9s, things along those lines, but the community seemed to hate it. People were saying it's terrible. It's a GTA ripoff. It's just generally shit. It doesn't work properly. It's glitched to fuck. The graphics are shit. It's getting a lot of hate. And is it bad? No. Is it good? Yes. Is it great? Fuck no. So, yeah. Anywho, let's get into it. So first of all, gameplay. Now, gameplay has its ups and has its downs. First of all, the shooting mechanics work well. The shooting mechanics are serviceable. They're as good as you'd expect from a third-person shooter, possibly better than you'd expect with an open-world game. So shooting mechanics work great. Another thing that works great is the cover mechanics. The cover mechanics are probably the best cover mechanics that have been in a third-person shooter. Not third-person shooter, what the fuck am I talking about? In an open-world game that I've ever played. It's probably got the best cover mechanics in any open-world game. Likewise, it's probably got the best stealth mechanics in any open-world game. It's very, very, very reminiscent of the last two Splinter Cell games. Although I didn't play the last one, I heard about it, I didn't play it. But it's definitely very reminiscent of Splinter Cell Conviction's stealth mechanics. And those both work perfectly. They're brilliant. On the basis of cover and stealth, and general shooting mechanics are decent. What doesn't work is the driving mechanics. The driving mechanics are shit. Honestly, the driving mechanics are terrible. They're awful. It took me a while to even get used to them, but even after I got used to them, they're still shit. Because you could make the slightest sharp turning and you're going to go crashing straight into a wall, or your car's going to do a complete 360 and fucking face the wrong direction, which is not good when you're in the middle of a fucking car chase, and there are millions of car chases in this game, which got me close to throwing my fucking controller through my screen. Seriously, guys. So the car mechanics, the car chases are awful. They're fucking anti-fun. They're terrible. And I mean, I didn't even like the fucking driving mechanics in GTA 5. A lot of people did. I didn't. And these mechanics are fuckload worse than that. I mean, my favourite mechanics for driving in an open world game was definitely Saints Row. Saints Row get it right, because maybe it's not realistic, but at least it's still fun. It's enjoyable. It doesn't get in the way of your progress. The driving just works in that sort of game, and that's the driving I expect in an open world game. I expect to be fun, not realistic, because I'm not buying a fucking shooting game to drive. I'm not buying a racing game or driving simulator. So that's my short rant about that. What else about gameplay? The hacking works pretty decently. It's sort of just like the whole free running in Assassin's Creed. It's billed as a big thing, but you only have to press one button for it to activate, which doesn't bother me at all. A lot of people that does bother, because it's billed as a big thing, and then you just press one button, and you're doing this you're causing this major event. To me, that doesn't matter at all. That just makes it easier, and therefore it makes it more fun to use, because you ain't got to think too much about what you're doing. You just press one button and like, okay, I'm activating that. That's awesome. So yeah. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. What else is there? I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, some hacking mini games as well, which are pretty decent. There's a few that are pretty fucking hard to work out, but they're pretty decent. We basically just have to line up some tubes and connect it to a certain path, and then you can hack into a different camera and things along them like. And yeah, also a side mention is the music in this game on the radio is fucking dreadful on every station. I mean, I'm more of a rap and grime guy, but I can appreciate other kinds of music, and the general music throughout this game is fucking dreadful. The score is good, but the songs you hear in the radio are fucking dreadful. And the missions they vary. The best ones are ones that involve no driving whatsoever. The ones with driving are pretty meh to fucking frustrating as shit. Side missions, criminal convoys are okay once you've unlocked the focus ability. Until then, it's just frustrating. The gang hideouts are a lot of fun. I love the gang hideouts. They're probably my favourite part about the game. And the invasions were pretty cool, and things along those lines were pretty minor but pretty cool. Fixer contracts were pretty meh. The races were shit because of, the whole driving mechanics. The online mode is... Well, I'll talk about that later, actually. I think that's enough about gameplay. So, I don't know, gameplay-wise, this game's probably a 6. It's just above average because of the amount of problems that there are with the driving mechanics, and the fact that they make you use the driving mechanics so frequently throughout the game is a big problem. The storyline for this game is pretty much all over the place. I like how they do. Well, I'll talk about that later, actually. But it's just it's such a simple story, but the way in which it's told is just done really uninterestingly. I guess it's the best way to describe it, if that is a word. They just don't keep your interest throughout, and it's just a generic revenge story with a load of other shit coming into it, which just gets in the way. And then once you find out the big reveal of why it's all happening and shit, it is terrible. The whole reveal is just awful as to why it's happening and all that. So I don't know, story-wise, it's a setback for most of these games nowadays that tend to have great stories. This is a big setback, so I don't know, the story is probably a 6 as well. The characters are pretty interesting. Aiden's by far the least interesting of the characters. T-Bone's probably the most interesting, this notorious hacker guy. Claire is pretty interesting but underused, I would say. She appears quite frequently for the start of the game, and then after that she's very much a backseat character. Aiden's sister is a decent character, not amazing, she's hardly in it, but she's decent. The kid, I didn't give a shit about. The kid was kind of pointless. The kid was literally there just to give you some filler missions, I'd say. The assassin for hire was probably the second most interesting character. He didn't have enough screen time, so he didn't get properly invested in the character, but he was an interesting one, as you didn't know if you could trust him throughout. He's kind of an oddball character. And yeah, Aiden Pierce is just a blank canvas, basically. He's got the fucking throat cancer like Batman, and that's about it. So characters are probably, I guess, a 7. The graphics are pretty good. They're not under the same level as Infamous Second Son, I wouldn't say, but they're not as bad as people have been making out. They are still really good, and it does still look very nice throughout. It's a bit grey for my liking. I think it could have benefited from a bit more bright colours throughout, just to keep the city more interesting, more of a place you would want to explore. But apart from that, the graphics are really good. There's a couple glitches, very little for an open world game. There's probably the least amount of glitches I've seen in an open world game when I've just done a first playthrough of it. The worst part was when I got stuck in a fire truck when I crashed into a building, and that was it, really. So, I mean, graphics are probably, I'll give them an 8. The online it has its ups and downs again, just like the campaign. I didn't bother with the races because I know that I would hate them because of how bad the fucking driving controls are. The telling I haven't tried yet because I just haven't got around to it, to be honest. The invasions have their ups and downs. I mean, they're pretty fun sometimes. Like if the person you're invading is, kind of, really trying hard to find you. So I've gone into a couple of games where the guy's just like, fuck this, man. I'm going to wait for this to go, wait for this prick to leave my game so I can just continue the actual campaign at my own free leisure. So when you get into those matches, they ain't too interesting. But when they're actually trying to find you, it does create some tension and does become pretty interesting. And the downside to being invaded is a couple of times you might be in the middle of a mission or in the middle of trying to get something done. Like for me, is majority of the time getting the CTOS towers done. And I'll be right at the point where I'm about to unlock it, and then some prick would fucking invade my sessions. I have to leave the tower, go find them, kill them, come back to the tower. And a couple of times I just couldn't be bothered, so I just waited for him to leave. So yeah, those parts have their ups and downs. Online decryption is brilliant. I loved online decryption. That is a lot of fun. It's basically capture the flag, but the flag is sort of like a memory stick or something, and you basically have to grab it, and then if someone gets close enough to you, they can steal it wirelessly off you, and then you have to steal it back, and it's pretty freaking fun, and pretty tense. And the online decryption mode is a lot of fun, and overall online's probably an 8 out of 10 as well. So overall, guys, this game is decent. It's not great. It's not bad. It's good. I would say it's just above. It's above the level of being decent. It is a good game. It's not a great game by any means, but it is good. So overall, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10, guys. I would recommend it if you're thinking about picking it up. If you don't have any interest in it, I'd probably say leave it. And since this question has been asked so many times now, whether to buy Liss or Wolfenstein, well, there's two questions you need to ask for that. I mean, first of all, you need to ask what you're most interested in. Are you interested in a game that's fairly short and doesn't have much replay value to it, but has an amazing story, not an amazing story, a really good story, great gameplay, lots of fun gameplay, great graphics, and no multiplayer? Or do you want a game that's kind of subpar in the majority of its areas, but has a lot to do, has a lot of content throughout the single player portion of it, and has a lot of long activity with its multiplayer mode? You know, it depends on what you want between those two, and whichever one whichever category of those appeals to you more, pick that up. And this is my longest fucking review I've done in ages, so I'm going to end this here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that really long ass review, and that's Master 50 signing out.